creative living, utilizing today's technology with the best of the past to bring you innovative ideas and up-to-date information for creative lifestyles in today's active world. With your host, Sheryl Borden.
Thanks so much for joining me today for Creative Living. We're going to learn about leadership and learn how to become a better leader. We'll also show how to make perfect party favors for any themed party. And we'll talk about taking indoor decor outside for a whole new look. One of my guests is Sue Hansen, and she's a motivational speaker from Montrose, Colorado. Sue's going to talk about the need to lead and explain exactly what leadership entails. Another guest is Christine Widfelt, and she's going to show how to make invitations, envelopes, cupcake liners, favor tubes, and much more. Christine is with Close to My Heart in Pleasant Grove, Utah. And we'll begin the show with Christine Alt, who is a consultant with Party Light in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Christine will show how to bring indoor decor outside and explain how using candles can help create a feng shui atmosphere. Christine, thank you so much for being with us today. And
Thank you.
What amazes me about all the beautiful candles and holders that you've brought is how versatile they are and how you can change them. They don't even look like the same piece.
That's right. That's right. Versatility is very important, especially when you want to get more bang for your buck. But a lot of people like to decorate indoor and outdoors. And so these products are fabulous just for that. So what we have over here, this is one of our little hurricanes that we have one of our glow lights in. And glow lights are a Party Light patented candle.
What does it mean?
Well, actually, what it means is that it glows. It's been created so that it can glow all the way through the candle versus just on the top.
Oh, so you have light all the way through?
That's right. So it's going to illuminate your hurricane or your lantern or, you know, anywhere you would like to have just a little extra added touch in there.
And it's glow light.
That's right.
Okay.
It's a glow light by Party Light. That's
correct. And that holder, I mean, I'm just thinking, my mind's going crazy. I'm thinking of all the different things you could use with that one holder.
Yes, you could do so much. I mean, I have it right here. It is versatile to put here in one of our stands, which I'm using as a wine bucket. But the great thing is this could also go outdoor. You know, it's got this cute little stand. Kind of looks like a little chimenea, doesn't it? So kind of cute for an outdoor patio. So.
And with the metal that's on the different pieces, it just automatically ties them all together.
Yes, absolutely. And again, you know, it's going to create just beautiful decorating. And so with this piece, I love it. Again, you could put your candles in there.
Sure.
And great, you know, in the living room or, you know, in a bedroom somewhere nice. But it can also be switched to outdoors. And if you're entertaining, why not make it a nice bucket? That's right. That's right. And you can, you know, cutesy it up with just some decorations, but you can have a lot of fun with it.
And this glow light is what we have in the lantern here.
That's right. Yes, we put that in one of our lanterns. And in Texas, we do a lot of, you know, outdoor entertaining, and lanterns are a big thing. And so it's beautiful. The glow light is beautiful here with the tempered glass, and it just glows, and it just looks absolutely fabulous. And great if you're going to have that outdoor patio. But again, that lantern is great on a hearth indoors. So when it's not for outdoor entertaining,
Well, and it would be a good way to, if you perhaps in your living room you've got the jewel tones, the blues or the burgundies, that color would just be so soft and pretty in there if you change the colors.
It is, and it goes with any home decor. Again, very versatile. So you can kind of use it year round and get your money's worth. So.
But I love 3-wick candles. To me, they just are so elegant, and that could be used in here too.
You're absolutely right. And the great thing, you know, with candlelight, it creates ambiance. It creates just, you know, calm and quiet, but also some elegance, especially when entertaining. So a lot of people prefer the 3-wick. It does give off, you know, some more light, and as you can see, it just glows beautifully there on the top, and that, you know, wax is liquefying, but it does fit nicely in a lantern as well. And because it is a 3-wick, it is designed to have a longer burning time. So for this candle, for example, it's our 3-wick, and it is 6 inches in diameter. So it would be great for entertaining in the evening. You could stick it in there. It would, you know, be burning, you know, for the evening.
So you want to burn it about an hour per inch.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. It's an hour per inch in diameter. And that way the wax will totally liquefy from side to side. It's not going to drip. And it will just, you know, continue to burn nicely and evenly, and then it will burn flat.
And is this true that after you extinguish them, if you'll just sort of shape shape, the sides, what's that called?
Yes, we call that hugging your
Hugging
candles.
the candle,
That's right.
that's
They need
right.
love too, right? So we like to hug them back in place, and that will just keep them nicely formed so that they're ready to be used the next time.
I think that's a good tip for
Yes,
people.
yes, absolutely.
And some of your products are actually food safe. This tray happens not to be one, but what an elegant centerpiece base it makes.
That's right. It is a beautiful centerpiece that you can use, indoor or outdoor. And it's even a great serving tray. You could put your wine glasses on there and impress your guests, and serve them that way.
Have some snacks on there.
That's right. That's right. You can do that, so that they can, enjoy, being outdoors as well. So.
And these LED lights are just fantastic. They are so real. The flickering looks real.
I know, aren't they amazing? I love the LEDs that we carry also, only because they have a timer on them, and they're run by AA batteries, and you can actually program it and tell it when you want it to come on. So if you want it to come on, when you walk in the door after a long busy day, they'll come on and they will shut off 5 hours later.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty impressive. It's a fun little, extra perk in there. But also, the thing about our LEDs that I find so impressive is, to your point of them flickering. They would also be great for entertaining in the lantern or outdoors, so that you don't have to monitor them, right? I mean, let's face it, sometimes, we want to have a good time with our friends, and that's right. And so checking on our candles isn't at the top of the list. And so the LEDs are a great solution if you don't want an open flame.
Sure, and sometimes if it's windy outside, it's much more important to have something that's inside.
Yeah, and safety is so important. You can't just light it and just say good luck, hope all is well. You definitely want to take some candle care. And for that, if you like an open flame, but not too sure, what to use or for safety reasons, our 3-wick jar candle is perfect for that, because you can sit it in there, it's protected, it's going to burn beautifully. As you can see, it's liquefying and it just looks absolutely lovely. So
it really does.
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Well, and that's the key to entertaining. You want to have as much fun as your guests do, hopefully, because you've thought everything through ahead of time. You have beautiful accessories and things to entertain, and then you need to enjoy.
That's right. And, when the entertaining is over, then you can still use them in your home, right? So, again, more for your money. So, there's a good sampling for everyone, and depending on their likes.
Well, thank you so much for bringing these and for sharing these great ideas with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Christine, thank you so much for being with us today. I love scrapbooking and making cards and things like that, but I do remember when I first started years and years ago, you had scissors and glue, and it was sort of like first or second grade artwork.
That's
really.
right.
But who would have ever thought it would have grown? The business itself would have grown like it has.
It has exploded. There are so many choices, it can become overwhelming, but I want to keep it simple today, because simple is still the best way to go, even though there are lots of different choices. Today we're going to talk parties, because themed parties are all the rage, and you can use your scrapbook and paper crafting supplies. And today I'm focusing on, look at this cute party ensemble.
Everything coordinates.
Everything works together thanks to some beautiful themed colors that we've chosen ourselves, and of course some of these great shapes that are cut with Close to My Heart's Cricut collection, which is all about parties.
So if I wanted to do a space theme or a little girl's princess party,
yes,
I could just go to that one theme.
Yes, exactly. We have, the cartridge has 22 different cupcake liners alone, so you're bound to find one that's right for your party. So you can see we've got the invitation with the little balloons, this cute cupcake liner and pick, a fun little party hat for all your revelers, a little treat tube for them to go home with, and of course my fruit punch with the straw.
With the straw.
Everything comes together. So if you are really picky about a perfect party, you're going to love working with some of these supplies.
But again, you don't have a lot of time many times.
No.
And so you don't want to spend months getting
Absolutely.
ready.
Please no. Please no. Let's just spend like an afternoon putting this party together for our 8-year-old. Now, today we're going to focus on how to make this cute treat bag. So isn't that fun? It's a food-safe treat bag, so you can slide a cookie in it or some other treats for your party goers. And it's got some stamped elements that are also cut from those Cricut shapes to make it really easy and unique.
And so this is what we're going to make.
We are. So we'll start with the glassine bag. Like I said, it's just a little paper pouch. We can set that aside for just a second. The real charm of this project all these projects comes together with Cricut cut images and stamp sets. So let me back this so you can
so
see.
these coordinate with the cutouts.
That's exactly right.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly right. So even though it looks darling, I did not have to hand trim a one of these, which
Those are
would have taken a
wonderful.
lot of time. So this is the Happy Birthday set designed to coordinate with our Cricut
Oh, I see
collection.
the balloon.
Yep.
And the little
And there's the banner. Exactly right. In fact, will you mind stamping my balloons for me?
I'd love to try
my balloon
this.
stamper. They just peel right off the carrier sheet. They're made of a nice clear polymer. It's really durable. Now before you stamp for the first time with a clear stamp, you'll want to season it. Just remove some of the excess polymer from the stamp set and will help you
just
get
with your hand, you mean?
You can just rub it. The
Oh.
oils on your hand will do a great job.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah. And then if we need a little excess paper, we can. We'll also work on a nice cushioned surface.
Oh, that helps.
Which helps your block get what you want. Now you're working with our cranberry ink
Yes,
and our
I like
outdoor
the
denim.
cranberry.
I'm going to stamp the Oh Happy Day in our slate ink.
And I like these little blocks where you can see through because sometimes I don't put things where they're supposed to go.
You know what? That is the genius of clear polymer stamps, is that you get perfect coverage. Why don't you stamp it right here on this balloon that's cut?
Can I try it
Yeah,
over here
yeah.
first?
Stamp
I
it
don't
off.
want to mess
You should. You absolutely should. Stamp it
So
off
does
a few
this
times.
mean where it's a little light, does that mean I didn't get good coverage?
Exactly right.
So should
exactly
I-
right. And you'll also want to make sure you always stamp on a foam pad. If you don't have this
Yeah, I've never done
Versamat
that.
I'm working on, every stamp set comes with a foam cushion.
Oh.
So that you
You know, I
always
think
got
I've
a
always
nice
thrown
cushion.
those away. I didn't know what they
I
were
think people
for.
think sometimes that they are packaging, but they're not. They're actually really useful for you in stamping. Oh, darling.
Pretty good for a
That's
beginner.
awesome. Yep, you can look right through that block and see how your ink coverage looks. And then you
Now
can
that's
line it
curved,
right
so
up.
you'd have to have it.
Yes, you have to have it just right. But again, that's the power of the Cricut cut, is that it lines up very, very nicely.
Very
so that whole
cute.
stamp fits
So
right
this
in.
is what we've done, and
Yep.
then you've done the little banner.
Very, very easy. And then I'm just going to whip it together.
Oh, you've got one?
Oh, so quickly.
What a great way to use scrapbook scraps.
It's true, because nothing in this project uses more than just a couple inches. And so
I have a box that I just keep, you know, an inch of
Well, and
this,
don't we
3
all?
inches of that, and this is a great project.
Nobody wants to throw anything away, but you just
Now
hope
that-
that
is
you're
that
going to use
fabric?
it. It is chevron ribbon. Just comes on a
Oh,
little
I
spool.
see.
Chevron's a really fun design right now. And then all I'd need to do is stamp my little balloon strings. You can see that it, look at that.
It is, even has string.
That's a stamp. Comes right with that. I'm going to use my outdoor denim. You can see that I can just add those little strings right here. And then we really are ready.
Oh, and you're using the foam adhesive to
like,
lift it.
Exactly
I
right.
like
I
that
like a little
too.
bit of foam tape because it gives a little bit of extra dimension to any project. And it's very, very simple to work with. You can just cut it off in any length that you want. We have a non-stick scissors so that the adhesive doesn't gum it up at all.
And there goes the balloon, right?
There goes
attached
our
to
balloon
its-
number one, attached to its foam base. And now you've still got some red ink on that stamp, but it's really, really easy to clean it off. You can just stamp off on that white paper to get some of your excess red ink off. When you're ready to trade colors, it's as simple as using a little bit of spritz cleaner. I'll show you how that works. I'll hold it off so I
Is
don't
that
spray
like
you.
an alcohol base?
It
or
is
what?
not an alcohol
No.
base because alcohol can be deleterious to your stamps. They are not a friend of polymer.
Oh, I see. And
So-
that's what, a little brush?
It's a non-toxic
see.
cleaner, and this is a brush, and it will help get,
Oh,
now
you
you can
got
see
it
how
all
it's
off.
totally clear. And then I can stamp my second balloon in a completely different color, and I don't have to worry about bleed through or anything like that. And
I've never
and brush.
realized, but I have stamped on a hard surface before, and you don't get the full coverage.
that's right.
So I've
on a
already
cushioned
learned a lot.
surface, look how
Yeah.
even that is.
It
It's going to look perfect every time. And then I'm going to cut this. So really, in the space of about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We have made our first treat bag, and it's so adorable, totally themed.
How cute.
Ready
you know,
to fill
I
with a
think this
goodie.
would be a fun activity also for
It
kids to
would.
make their own.
What a fun idea to have them
think
work
so.
on that and decorate their own favorite bag before they go home from the party. Great idea.
Well, the hats and everything. What a cute idea, and how fast was that? Thank you so much for showing us how to do this.
You're very welcome.
Sue, thank you so much for being here. And when you said we were going to talk about leadership, at first I thought, well, I don't know if that would be what my audience would be interested in. My first thought was leadership in the corporate world or something like that. But that's not true. Whether it's a stay-at-home mom or dad, or if it's someone who has children or doesn't have to, leadership, we find ourselves in leadership roles even when we didn't want to, maybe.
Exactly. Well, you think about all the great leaders that you've had in your life. You know, you find, actually, when I ask that question, there's far fewer great leaders than bad leaders.
Oh.
So to me, you know, and you could even bring that back to maybe even managers, people that don't know how to manage people.
yeah.
And when I synthesize leadership down, it's all about the people. And leadership does not necessarily need to be that complicated. And if you think about the kind of person that you admire as a leader, it's the person that will get in the trenches with you when you need. They walk the talk. They don't just tell you what to do.
Delegate everything.
They're actually in the trenches with you. And that does not just signify a great leader, it signifies a great team person, because a leader really needs to recognize that their team is most important. And you're right, I'm not talking about just, you know, in the work leadership, but if you are in a church, you demonstrate leadership skills when you are on a committee, if you're on the board of directors, if you work at a nonprofit, if you volunteer. There are many ways to exert leadership capabilities in those arenas, and I find that people shy away from the leadership role when they really should be jumping into the leadership role. And if you can remember that it's really just all about the people, I think you're in a better position.
An example of someone, I know someone who has chaired a specific committee in a civic club, and this person is the hardest working person you'd ever find. But where, even though she's willing to work hard, she's not able to bring others into the realm and make them feel important. So therefore, she unfortunately ends up doing 90% of the work, and those that would help if they were just asked or pulled along a little bit would be willing to help. The project would go better. The chairman wouldn't be so stressed out and upset over no one helping.
Right.
And I think we've all worked with people like that.
And I wonder sometimes if somebody has not just coached somebody to, you know, you're kind of describing a typical micromanager that has to do it all.
Right.
And I work with people all the time and say, well, I don't trust that anybody's going to do this as well as I. Well, that's the number one cardinal rule in bad leadership. I mean, you don't do it that way. So you have to instill trust with the people that work with you. So sometimes you have to let go of a little bit of the quality in order to empower people. So if you don't delegate to people, they get the message that they're not worthy.
They're not needed.
They're not needed, that they can't do it. So I think leadership sort of seeps into every part of our life. And either, and that woman, or whoever it is, so instead of bringing the team together, she's actually becoming a one-person team.
Micromanaging,
right.
like you said.
Right. So I think that, you know, there's a couple of things that people need to keep in mind when they are in a leadership role, and that is understanding themselves. You have to understand what your shortcomings are, and so sometimes even simply her saying, boy, you know I tend to over-delegate, or I tend to do this all myself, and I tend to control too much of this project. Anytime you see me doing that, I want you to step up and address it. Because she's doing it because that's how she goes about doing a project.
It's her style or her
so she might
method.
be able to be coached into being a better leader. You know, it's not a big departure from that to being a great leader, and a leader that's willing to be generous and open for everybody to participate.
But some of us may not realize we're that way, so that's why, like you said, it would be good if she just stated it up front, and it would make the rest of the committee feel like, well, maybe I could talk to her after the meeting and make a suggestion or two.
And I think the leader has the main, it's, you know, if you're going to be in a leadership position, you have a responsibility to learn all you can about being a leader.
And there's lots of topics written about it. But the one thing I think is so important is leaders aren't usually born leaders. It's a trait or a character or something that we can develop.
That's correct. And you really, it's not, I mean, it's not simple. It's simple, not easy.
Okay.
It's simple, not easy.
Not easy.
So, you know, if you think about understanding who you are, and we all know ourselves pretty well, but I've run into some people that have no idea how caustic they can be. And as a leader, that doesn't necessarily work. So you have to be introspective enough to say, how am I impacting this group? Am I motivating them? Am I helping them grow? Or is this just about me?
Turning them off.
Right. So that's the self-awareness piece, and we call that emotional intelligence in the arena of understanding that people want to work with people and feel good about that. And the leader's job is to make them feel good about that.
Yeah, and sometimes, and this would be true in this situation I'm talking about, is we have no idea why we're having a committee meeting. You know, we don't know what the goals are, we don't know what the outcome's supposed to be, we just signed up to help with it, and then if we don't have a capable or competent leader, we pretty soon quit coming to the meetings because we don't know what we're there for anyway.
That's right. And so part of the job for the leader is to paint the picture. You know, the big picture, where are we going and why are you here? Why is it necessary for you to be here? And so, and helping each person, you know, you can be nice to be a leader, but you also have to be directive. You have to people have to understand what their role is on the committee.
Right.
You know, here's my expectation of you. So leaders have to be willing to adapt and morph and change, as we call it situational leadership, but as the situation changes, you change how you lead. So if you have a bunch of very direct, aggressive people, your leadership style may be different than if you have a whole bunch of nice women that are less assertive, maybe. So you have to morph into what kind of leader you want to be.
And that affects the way you communicate with them too.
That's correct.
You may can joke a lot and get the job done, but on the other hand, it may be that you've got to really stick to an agenda and let them know what the goals are.
That's right.
That's right. Really work hard at it.
Well, and you know, you're not going to be leading anybody if your team abandons you.
That's true.
It's a pretty lonely job. You will have to do it all yourself. So an inherent piece of that is making everything relevant for the people on the team so that they feel like they're valued and respected.
Well, that's true, and it's really wonderful when you have the opportunity to either be employed by someone or on a committee with someone who is a great leader, because it makes it such a joyful experience.
It is, but you know, if you're a beginning leader, there's no reason why, if I just took a job as a committee chair, there's no reason why you can't say, how do you all want me to lead you? Do you like me to delegate and let you go with it? Do you like a little more direction? Do you want me to be, you know, so ask the team how they want to, because I really would rather just give me my job.
Me too.
And then I'll go and do it. I'll be fantastic at it. So I'm doing a retreat this coming week with for special events in our town, and my job is to paint the vision where I'd like us to go, and then get their input on each of the pieces so that we can have a strong committee and be able to do everything we need to do. But I don't want to do it all myself. No. But I want to help them do it the best they can do it.
And when you make other people be successful, it really pays off, because
it always does.
They'll volunteer again, or they'll come back, or then they'll become the leaders.
Well, you know, some of the statistics say that your leader is up to 70% is why people leave. Up to 70% the reason people leave because they have a bad manager, they have a bad leader. It's important to be able to lead people and make people feel good about the environment they're in. So it is critical, and I think in our country we need to look down at our youth and make sure the kids are getting instruction on how to be good leaders. In fact, I'm going to talk to a group of 6th graders this coming week about how do you develop leadership skills in the 6th grade. So it's important to start young.
Early.
Yeah, so we're not so surprised when we get to be our age and like,
I have to do what?
What? You want me to lead?
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Next time on Creative Living, we'll learn how to make ruffles and bows with fondant. We'll learn how to create our own custom upholstered headboard and show how to incorporate chia seeds for a paleo diet. One of my next guests is going to demonstrate using fondant to make beautiful ruffles and bows for cakes and cupcakes. Another guest represents a company that makes kits for headboards, tuffets, cornices, and other do-it-yourself projects. And she's going to show how to make a beautiful custom upholstered headboard, which will make your bedroom a haven of comfort. And finally, we'll talk to a cookbook author and dietitian who will discuss the paleo diet and what it consists of. Then she'll demonstrate using chia seeds, which are high in omega-3 and have a long shelf life. All of these topics will be featured on the next Creative Living show. If you ever have comments or suggestions or ideas for shows, you can email me at sheryl.borden@enmu.edu. I'd also like to ask you to become a fan of Creative Living on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com and in the search window type in Creative Living with Sheryl Borden. Thanks so much, and I hope you'll plan to join me next time for Creative Living.
We are very pleased to offer a new booklet that accompanies this series of Creative Living. This booklet is titled the 6600 Series, and it features a wonderful collection of ideas and information, and it's available free of charge on our website. Posted as a PDF file, you can simply download the entire booklet, or just the segments you're most interested in. As with all of the Creative Living booklets, you'll find information on foods and nutrition, clothing and fashion, health and beauty, home decorating, and much more. For your copy of this booklet, go to our website at KENW.org and then click on Creative Living. Scroll down to the booklet section and you can click on this booklet or any of the other booklets we have available online. Once again, just go to KENW.org, click on Creative Living, and download the booklet titled the 6600 Series. We also want to encourage you to sign up for our free e-newsletter. Just click on the Sign Up Now button and input your email address. That's all there is to it. You'll enjoy reading an up-to-date newsletter filled with interesting topics and information. Thank you.